Hey, what's up everyone? Usually when I do these games I've been streaming videos, I have a common theme to these videos. Stuff like 3 beat 'em ups, 3 RPGs, 3 horror games and so on. But for this video, I still will have 3 games, but the exception will be pretty much random. The first game I want to talk about is Lost Odyssey. This one is exclusive to the Xbox 360. So this game is developed by 2 companies. Yeah, this was developed by Mistwalker, which is well known for making the last story for the Wii and the Blue Dragon games. The other company is Field Plus, and the only game I know from Field Plus is Ju-On the Grudge. This is published by Microsoft Studio. Lost Odyssey is a JRPG about a group of immortals who lost their memories. Now, not everyone is immortal in the group. The gameplay combat will be turn-based. However, when you explore the areas, you play as the main character, Kane. You can equip different items for stats and perks. You could also learn new mechanics depending on who's in your party. So how this works is that when you have a mortal in your group, the immortal can learn specific skills from that mortal. For example, there's a part in the game when you need multiple key cards to progress. However, you can learn the steal abilities from Jensen and pickpocket enemies. There's also time mechanics in combat, which is called the aim ring system. This is for the melee attackers who have rings equipped. If you time it right, you get bonuses on your perks. There's a lot to talk about with combat. Like, look at how many things you could do. Melee attacks, combo attacks, defending yourself, variations of spells to attack, buff, heal, and so on. I keep my immortals Kane and Seth in the front line since they can't really die in the game. However, if they don't get back up by the time the last member of your group dies, it is game over, so make sure to have a good formation. Just because you're immortal doesn't mean you can't be defeated. I guess the last thing I'll mention about combat will be the wall. So when you set up your formation in your group, you have a front and back row. Most of the time, the back row will be safe from danger. You have a life gauge that defends the back row, but once that barrier is destroyed, no one is safe. There is a skill to rebuild your barrier though. Like I said before, there is a lot of stuff to do in combat. I forgot to mention that this game is long. It has 4 discs, so there's a lot of stuff to do in this game, which works out if you want to level up. There's also random encounters that you'll get in the game. What I mean by that is that there's these dream segments. I guess it's lore to add to this already huge story. I believe it's called The 1000 Years of Dreams. But yeah, Lost Odyssey, I recommend it. Check it out.
That seemed like home.
Alright, the second game is actually a compilation. Yeah, this is the Sly HD Collection for the PS3. This is a cool collection of the first 3 games from the PS2. It's brought to you by Sucker Punch Production. However, Sansaru Games is the one in charge of remastering these games in HD for the PS3. Presentation wise, the game looks good on the PS3. But I will say there are parts in the collection where the HD makeover kinda is an eyesore. For example, in certain cutscenes some backdrops and borders are cut off and you can see some part of the gameplay. So it looks like an incomplete frame and is very noticeable. The collection has Sly Coopers and the Devious Raccoonist. Sly 2, Bands of Thieves. Sly 3, Honor Amongst Thieves, and some bonus mini-games as well. I already went over the original Devious Raccoonist on the PS2, and I'll say it's a great introduction to the Sly franchise. As far as the Band of Thieves, holy smoke, this game improved a lot from the first game, even though the first game was already a good game to start with. Also, aside from playing as Sly, you can now play with his friends on missions to progress in story. As far as the plot, well, after the fall of the Fiendish Five, a group known as the Claw Gang stole parts of the Fiendish Five's ringleader, Clockwork. Now it's up to Sly and the gang to stop the Claw Gang from the Clockwork legacy. Honor Among Thieves went bigger, with a bigger story to expand on the world of Sly, a bigger roster of friends new and old, and a bigger level design with lots of gameplay. Sly HD Collection is a pretty decent collection to anyone who is interested in the Sly franchise. The last game I want to talk about will be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is brought to you by Nintendo. This will be exclusive to the Nintendo Wii U and Switch. Also gotta note that this will be the last game for the Wii U and the launch title for the Switch. Breath of the Wild will be another prequel to the Legend of Zelda story. I know in past videos I described games like Breath of the Wild, but if I was to describe Breath of the Wild, it would be something like Shadow of the Colossus, where it's an open world and you're free to explore anywhere. The combat is quite interesting because you can't be greedy with attacks, because your weapon can break. I think the game could be challenging but very rewarding. As far as the story, Link awakens from his slumber after being sealed for a century. His goal is to help Princess Zelda to take out Calamity Ganon, who awaits in the Hyrule Castle. Now, there's a lot of story to cover in Breath of the Wild, but honestly the game is non-linear, and you could take out Ganon from the beginning, but you'll be unprepared. While playing, you will have this device which is basically your Wii U pad, or in my case it's my Switch. This is called the Sheikah Slate, and you will be using this throughout your journey. You could use it as your guide, and to make it easier to read your map, you have to climb these towers and sync your slate. By doing this, you will expand your map. Anyways, if I was to summarize the goal of Breath of the Wild, it's up to Link to free the 4 divine beasts and their champions and take on Calamity Ganon. However, there are other things you could do, like explore the shrines and attempt to increase your health and stamina. But even that, you're still missing out on getting some great items like Link's Master Sword and Hyrule Shield. Yeah, you could miss out on getting Link's iconic set. Breath of the Wild is a great game, a game to take your time to invest on a great adventure. I highly recommend this game, check it out. Alright, so that's 3 random games I streamed. Some of these took me a while to beat due to its duration. As far as Lost Odyssey, this is a great JRPG to check out. It's just too bad that the game is stuck on the Xbox 360. And it's a shame because I like the characters and the combat mechanic. I find it very interesting. The Sly HD Collection is a mixed bag for me. As much as I enjoy the games in this collection, I'm gonna be honest, I would recommend playing the games on the original port on the PS2. Why? Oh man, Sly 2 specifically, this game crashes a lot. There's parts where characters would disappear. Whoa! What happened? The audio would disappear from the game. Alrighty. What happened to the sound? It's quiet now. Yo, what happened to the sound? Like, wow. This is really bad. Really bad. And the last thing is these frames during the cutscenes. Heck, you even see it when you pause the game. I say if you want a quick fix of the Sly games, yeah, get the HD Collection, but the original PS2 will be the better experience. Now, Breath of the Wild. This was so obvious my favorite of the 3 games I was streaming. This one was a journey, alright. From exploring towns, shrines, and regions, this game is worth every penny. Like, there's so much to do in this game, and to add more, there's DLC, like wow. Breath of the Wild has a great impact in modern gaming that it influenced more open world games like Elden Ring, Ghost of Tsushima, Sonic Frontiers, and so on. I do look forward to trying out the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the journey of these 3 random games, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.